Hello, I really hope you're all doing great. I am back again with a quick chit chat makeup tutorial. So I'm going to be making like a fashion video for my YouTube channel, so I'm going to put makeup on my face, but I had decided to make a video of how I do the makeup and also share a story. So I've got a story time today, and this story is going to be really interesting because it's actually one of my own. It's about like a phone and a boyfriend at the age of 13-14, so it's gonna be really fun. So make sure you watch the entire video till the end to know what happened in the story. And also I'll be showing you my makeup really quick. So I'm using this moisturizer. This is by the brand, I got it from Pacific Mall. Okay, I'm gonna like put so much on my face because I'm not gonna prime my face. I'm not gonna use any sunscreen or nothing like that, just moisturizer. So I'm gonna moisturize it like really well. So the story begins here. Okay, I actually got my first laptop at the age of like 13, I guess. Yeah, 13. I first saw a computer I think at the age of 9 or so, 9 or 10, and then I've been using computer, and then one day my dad got laptop. Actually, he got it from the office, so he bought and gave it to me and my brother. We used to use just one laptop. Since I was the older one, I'd never let him use it much, so we already had like a computer. So he used to play cricket match on computer, and I used to use laptop. Since I was the older one, I know what to use, what to do with the laptop, so I actually like used to use it so much more than my brother. So you know, it's been like a year or so using the laptop. I think I was at the age 14, maybe like around 14 or 13, somewhere between. And then I started like, you know, YouTubing. Remember, I used to watch a lot of like Selena Gomez's songs, yes, music videos. I think I remember the one Falling Down. I just loved her music so much. And then, you know, like watching music and all of that on YouTube. I never knew about videos and all that back then. I don't think so. People made random people made like, you know, videos like that. I don't think so. I only watched like songs and all that. And then suddenly I found out a website named Orkut. If you're a 90s kid, then you would know about this. This was like really famous website. It was a website from the Google's, and I mean, Google invented this website, so it was like really interesting. I used to see a lot of like boys. I can't really shout here because my parents are in the next room, so yeah, they would hear it. And then my parents never knew like what was I doing with the laptop. They thought like I was like listening to the music and all of that. So let's start with the color corrector. So where was I? Yeah, so I saw that Orkut something, and then it took me like few days to figure it out like what it is, and if I can like, you know, literally talk to a person is it like for real or something. It was like very new. I was a baby back then, like 14 hardly, so I knew nothing. And then it took me like really long, I mean, I think a week or so, a few days, a week, I'm not sure. So yeah, I just go in so detail with stories. I'm so sorry if I'm like, you know, making you so wait. So this is like color corrector by Swiss Beauty, and then I'm gonna blend it with the concealer. Where's my concealer brush? I just bought it today. Concealer brush F03 by Swiss Beauty. So yeah, so and then I found like so many like profiles on Orkut. Like a lot of people had like profiles over there, and I wanted to have my own. So testimonies, there was so much stuff in there. It literally took me like so long to like, you know, meet people. So I just, you know, put so much effort into like making my own profile and everything. So I really hope I'm audible. Should I like switch off the fan? I think I should. Oh my god, keep dropping things. So I switched off my fan so you can like actually hear my voice really clearly. So oh my god, this brush is giving me like goosebumps. Okay, anyways, I'm done. Okay, before I just go in with this tutorial, let me just quickly moisturize my lips. So yeah, it took me a week or so. I set up my profile and everything, and then I started getting like people's request, I mean, you know, messages, something like that. And then I cannot really remember everything in so much detail because it's been like over 15 years around. Yeah, it's been 15 years honestly. So yeah, so I saw like people like texting me, and then it was like, what is happening? And then usually all of them were like Indians, obviously. I live in India. So but then Orkut was, I think, international, I wasn't sure. So I started like replying, and you won't believe I used to reply so many of them. I used to check their profiles and everything. And since I was like 14, I mean, I was not a kid anymore, but still, I mean, my hormones were like, you know, jumping inside. And obviously I wanted like a boyfriend. I wanted to talk to a guy. I wouldn't want to say like a boyfriend or something, but I really wanted to talk to a guy. I mean, I spoke to like so many guys. I mean, I don't know if you want to call me like a playgirl or something. I used to talk to so many of them because, you know, I wanted like a perfect nice guy. So, you know, in order to test, I used to talk to like people, and you won't believe, there's a guy, I don't know his name, I totally forgot his name. So he was like, all of them were like very like older to me. I was the, you know, youngest, I think, on Orchid, who was like chatting like this. You know, people especially in India who are of like my age, they were like always busy studying and all that. I never studied. I always failed my grades every time. I'm really like terrible at studies. I still am today. still today, but somehow I managed to pass by God's grace. So where was I? Yeah, I started talking to this guy. I spoke to so many, I think for so many months. I think I spoke to like a lot of men for almost like 2 months. And I think it was my third month or second or third month, I found a guy. I mean, I really liked him, and I had a phone, like it was this little phone, like small phone back then, like 500 Nokia. So I used to have that phone. So we spoke for a really long, that guy and me, and then he was like, just share me your number, let's talk on phone. I was like, no, I'm comfortable here, let's just chat, because I was also chatting with other people, so I was like comfortable there. And then he started like, you know, liking, like, you're like, you know, saying that flirty things, and I was like a kid, so obviously I fell for him. I was like, oh, he's so cute, I just like this guy, I think I should not talk to other people, I should like, you know, give him my number, and you know, let's just like chat and become friends. By the time we were like really good friends, like it was like been a month or so. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get his number, and then I gave my number to him and he gave me his. We just started calling. So this is the foundation I'm actually using, 330 Toffee. It's a different packaging. So yeah, what was I saying? Okay, we exchanged our numbers, and then we started talking on call. So I lived in like 1-bedroom house with my parents. So I used to share my room with my brother. So obviously I can't talk at home because my parents were like, you know, 1-bedroom house is like, used to be like really small place. Where's my, okay, so I could not like talk to him that well. So I used to tell him like, you know, let's just talk at night, and in the mornings we'll just like, in the afternoons we'll just like you know, chat on Orkut. So, and I used to, you know, testimonies is kind of like flirty messages, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but they used to be so different. Nothing like Instagram, nothing like Twitter, or nothing like Pinterest or something. So it was very different. He never saw me, I never saw him. Yes, we never saw each other. So yeah, we kept chatting in the afternoons, and at night I used to call him. I used to go to terrace, and then I used to talk to him, and I think I spent like initial few days just talking to him at night after 12, going on to the terrace and like calling him like, hello, how are you? I can't like, you know, talk loud, otherwise my parents would like, they don't like sleeping, they just wake up at midnight and randomly check on us. yeah, everybody used to sleep by that time. I used to go to the terrace and talk to him, and we just have a nice talk. And then I used to come back, like around, like after like an hour or so, come back to my room and sleep, and nobody knew nothing. But slowly I got a little, like, I don't know how to say it, but that wasn't enough for me. I mean, I wasn't happy just talking to him at night. I really want to talk to him even on day in the morning, afternoon, and all that. So I used to do that like after like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. So I used to like call him and talk to him. And one day my parents found out, like my dad, he caught me, like, who are you talking to? And I was like, I'm talking to a friend. And I don't know, he took my phone and he was like, let me check. And then he found a number. He literally called on that number from my phone. He was so scary. I was literally like shivering. I can't explain you how bad the situation was. And then for the God grace, he did not pick the call. He did not. And my dad was like, whose number is this? And I said, it's like one of my friends. I found it like I don't know, I don't remember, but it's one of my friends. Something I just don't remember, but I told like one of my friends' number. And I was like, okay, I'll write it down. And obviously my parents, like, they cannot really see that well, so they always like put specs on. That time he couldn't find his spectacles, so he was like, tell me the number. I was like, 7. I'm like, yeah, go on. I'm like, 8, 4, and I messed up the last 2 digits. And he was like, are you sure? Is this the same number? I was like, yes, check. I was pretty confident. I was like, check. He's like, okay, fine. And then he called, I guess. I don't know, he went to office, or I don't know where he went. I don't remember exact situation. But then I think he called. He could not connect. So he literally like, forgot about it. And I stopped talking to him like a couple of days, so I don't get caught again. But later, after like, I don't remember exact time, or maybe after like few days, I started talking to him again. I could not like spend a day without talking to him. That's how obsessed I got with that guy. He was literally like talking in a really nice manner. I don't know who he was, how old he was. I knew nothing about that guy. I was literally madly in love with him. I don't know, we never said I love you or something like that. It was just like talking like good friends, honestly. It was nothing like love relation or something. That might happen after like a month or so, maybe like after like few months or something like that, but not at that time. So you were talking like friends, we liked each other. So yeah, and I carried on talking. And then at night I stopped going to the terrace. I used to like whisper on my bed. My brother used to sleep on the floor. Like there was like a bed on the floor. There was like a different kind of like a bed, kind of like a mattress. So he used to sleep there, and I used to sleep on the bed, like high bed, like a normal bed. So obviously we had a lot of distance. So he was a little boy. He was like 4 years younger. My brother is like 4 years younger to me. So he would not understand anyways. So, and also he slept really early and he would never wake up in the middle. So I was like kind of like okay with that. So I like let him sleep. I'll just talk, like chat, call here, staying at home. I don't want to go to the terrace and take that risk. So okay, talking to him at home, not going to the terrace in my room. So yeah, few days passed by, everything was going good. And one day suddenly, like my dad, it was always my dad who caught me, like my mom never bothered. So like at night, at around like 1 p.m. or something, like our toilet, like washroom, was like near my room. Okay, we only had one washroom for the entire house. It was close to my room. And then my dad once sneaked out, like while he was going to the toilet, he sneaked out into my room because we never closed our door. It was not allowed, if you know how Indian parents are. So he sneaked in, and then he saw me on phone, and then he like calls my name, like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing, I was just like talking to my friend. My father was like, at this time, are you serious? Give me the phone. I was like, no, what? And then I just, let me show you, like, for instance, this is the phone. The guy was on the call, and my dad was like, give me the phone. Instead of giving him like this, I just like, I cut the call and I give it to him. I had no time to delete the number because it was like few seconds. I only had few seconds. So he took the phone away from me and was like, who were you calling? And then he saw the number. This time he did not ask me the number. He wore the spectacles himself and he wrote the number on a piece of paper, like 780, the entire number. And then he went to his room and picked up his phone and called back. For your surprise, that stupid boy picked up. And my dad was like, who are you? And then he named himself, like, so why were you calling onto the number of, like, he shared my number. And then the guy from there, he replied like, I don't know. And then they spoke something, I don't know. And then later on he came to me, why were you talking to the guy? I was like, he's my friend. And then he's like, I'll see you tomorrow in the morning. I'll have to talk to you. I was like, okay. I was really scared and I asked my phone. He's like, I won't give you now. We'll talk about it in the morning. I was like, fine. So yeah, I was kind of literally like dead inside. I was like so scared. I didn't know what to do. I was very afraid of my father at the time because of me doing that kind of stuff. So in the morning when he woke up, he told everything to my mom, like, all that. My mom tried to calm him down, but she couldn't do anything because my dad was like really strict. And then he called me and was like, if I see you talking again, it won't be nice. Don't talk to such people. I mean, they're like really bad people. You don't know who these people are. From where did you get? I didn't tell him that I got it from the laptop, otherwise he would have taken the laptop from me. So I said like, no, I just actually found it like randomly, like I got a random call and I started talking. That's what I said. And he's like, okay, fine. I'm getting goosebumps sharing this story to you. If you can see, do you see that? In this hot weather, because I was so scared back then. It was very, very, I don't know how to say it. And I'll tell you the entire story what happened. And then he gave the phone to me. He was like, if I see you talking to him again or anyone, I'll take the phone away. And then I was like, fine, okay, I won't do that again. That's how I said it. And then he gave my phone back to me. So again, obviously I didn't talk to him for a while, for a few days. I started like, chatting online on Orkut. Obviously my parents even looked at like my laptop, like what am I doing? And whenever my father used to check my laptop, he used to like delete the website even from the history, so he would not find it, like delete from all the places. So yeah, that's how I saved myself from that chatting thing. The story is not ended. And yeah, let me continue. So again, I started talking to the guy. Obviously I won't be like giving up on that. Who does? I mean, if you have a guy friend, if you like him, obviously you want to talk to the person. You cannot really like resist yourself. And I'm at that age where my hormones were like asking me to like, get a guy to talk. So I started calling him again, and this time I did not take any risk to stay at my room and talk. I used to go on the terrace and talk. And again, I was busted again, all over again. So I was coming down from the staircase, going into my room. My dad caught me because he was going to the toilet again. Oh my god, the toilet has been big problem in my life. So while I was coming down, he was going to the toilet, and he saw like there was a staircase and here was a toilet. So this was his room, okay, my parents' room, and here is my brother's and my room, and over here we have staircase, and over here we have toilet. So from his room he was going to the toilet. While passing by, I was coming down from the staircase and he caught me. Yes, he caught me. And he was like, what were we doing in the morning? What were you doing in the terrace? I was like, nothing. And I had the phone in my hand, like, obviously, and I did like this, like in the back. And he was like, what are you hiding? Like, nothing. Like, and he saw the phone in my hand. He didn't tell me anything at the moment. He didn't ask me anything. It was like, okay, go to your room. Don't go to the terrace at night. It's dangerous. I was like, okay, fine. I was thinking like, why did my dad ask me the question? Did he know anything about like me chatting to the guy again? And then I was like, no, I'm sure he didn't know anything because he did not catch me talk. That's why he didn't even ask my phone. So I was so stupid to delete his number. Yeah, I did not delete his number. That was the biggest mistake I did. And obviously I wouldn't want to say the mistake because he already know that I was chatting with a guy. So in the next morning he called me to the corner, to the same staircase. He sat there, he made me stand, and there was like a alien city image, okay, over here. So this is Ace. I don't know what you call this thing. So we had that for the planting trees and all of that. It was on the side of the staircase. So he picked that up. He was sitting on the staircase. He picked that up and he called me. I went to him like, do you see that? I was like, yes. I'll cut your neck off from that. That's literally what he said. I'll cut your neck off if I see you talking over a phone with a guy. That's what he said. And my mom was like, she was just entering the kitchen, my parents' room, my brother's and my room. Here's the toilet, here's the staircase, and in the middle there was the kitchen. So she was in the kitchen. She was peeking through the kitchen. She was like, calm down to my dad. Dad was like, I will literally kill this girl. If I see her again with a guy, it's not going to be good. I mean, if I see her talking to a guy. And then he even scolded my mom, be like, what do you do whole day at home? Why don't you pay attention to your kids? Why don't you check their phones, what they're doing and all of that? And my dad looked at me. I was like almost like in tears. And they're like, give your phone to me. I was like, no, I want my phone. I won't talk to anybody. I just don't want to give you my phone. And then my dad was like, give the phone to me. And it was like really sad. I had to give him the phone, and then he did not like, say anything more. He was like, I'm not giving you the phone again ever. You're gonna stay without the phone. I mean, you're gonna continue your school, your secondary education without your cell phone. And I was like, but I will not be like, talking again and all that. And he's like, I gave you so many chances, you don't deserve any. I'm not gonna give you a phone, you don't deserve it. Just let's just, you just don't use any phone. And I was like, okay, fine. And then the story did not end here. I again, continued my life like I would do, and I started talking, like chatting, obviously over a laptop on the website called Orkut. So I told him this story, like, this is what happened, my phone is gone now, I can't really talk to you. It was the next day after, I told him all these things, and I was like, we can't talk and all that. He said, okay, no problem and all that. And the next day, we did not talk for a while, I guess, for 10-20 hours. And then next day I looked up for him and he was offline because I wasn't there. So I felt so bad, and then looked up for the mobile number in the chat. So I picked up the number. You won't believe what I did. There used to be phone booths everywhere in India, in Delhi, because not everyone had mobile phones. So there was like STD booths everywhere. So I took the number off of the net, off of our chatting conversation, and I went to the telephone booth and I called him from there. And then when he picked up, he was like, who is this? It's like, I am your girl, It's like, from where are you calling? He's like, I'm calling you from the STD booth, and we had to pay money for that. It wasn't free. So yeah, I used to pay like 60 rupees or something for like talking from 10 minutes or something. I don't remember exactly, but then I told him like, I'm gonna come here and call you every single day, okay? And he's like, okay, that's gonna be so nice. And sometimes I used to call him like twice a day. And then I don't know what happened. I think my parents were like started questioning me so much about like, where do you go, why are you always out, and all of that. And they did not literally like like know anything, like know that I'm using STD boost. They didn't know anything about it. They would have literally killed me. So but then I was really really scared. If I think of that incident, like I start getting goosebumps. So I got really scared, and then I started like not calling the guy. And anyways, we all also started like fighting so much. Instead of like talking to each other, we started like I don't see you online these days on Orkut. That's what I said to him. Where are you busy and all of that. It's like, I have a job to do, I work. And then I asked his age. That time he was like 24 and I was like literally 14. I'm like, oh my god. There's like a huge gap. But obviously we were not talking to get married, so it was okay. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, so we were like talking, and then we started like having so many doubtful conversations. I don't know, misunderstandings. Yeah, a lot of like misunderstandings. And then I eventually like stopped talking, like calling him, because it was there were so many problems even at my end because of my parents. Like I don't never wanted them to find out like I talked to a guy, like spending my money on a study booth and all of that. Obviously if I get caught, I would have been dead. So yeah, I just literally like just stopped talking to him over the phones. And then I started chatting on Orchid. Like I continued chatting, but since everything was not going so well, we even stopped chatting, messaging. And then for your surprise, I got a new guy. And then I started talking to him. That's how it continued. And I never got into like so deep with anyone else, like to call and all, because I never had phone. From then on, I did not had phone, and I don't want to waste money because I never had money as well. So we in India, we don't get like a part-time job to fund our education or to fund our like passions or like hobbies or something. We had to ask our parents to fund us. So that's why I never even had so much money to spend on STD and all that. So I continued like chatting on Orkut. It was really really fun doing that because I always enjoyed chatting rather than calling. Yeah, if a person is like stranger, if it's my own guy, if my boyfriend, then I would love to talk rather than chat. So yeah, that's what's going that's what happened. And then I slowly like stopped like chatting to the person. And finally, like after like few months, I literally stopped like altogether talking to that guy. And but I lost my phone forever. My parents at that time, like I was in secondary school, so they were never wanted to give me phone ever in my entire life. That's what my parents told. Like that's what my dad said, like you will not be getting phone ever in your life. You have to stay without phone because you don't need phone, you will misuse it, so you will not be getting phone. And my brother from the other end was like, I want a mobile phone, I want the phone. My dad was like, you are very young for that. So that's how it's like literally I literally lost my phone because of my silly mistake. So yeah, but I never like I did not change myself. I was still the same naughty, notorious girl. I still spoke to a lot of boys at the time, yeah. And then I used to go to school looking like a princess. Get ready, my makeup, my hair, everything was like on top, on like super nice. And then slowly after like a year or so, I stopped using. No, after like a year, yeah, after like a year I totally stopped Orkut. I think Orkut was in my life just for 1 year, but that website was not like very at that time it was very popular, like the popular website on social media at that time, like 10 years ago. After a year, since I was failing my grades, I was sent to hostel. And then I was not given the phone. Yeah, I went to hostel and I had no phone. My mummy had phone. So yeah, that's the story. Actually wasn't very fun, but that's like my real story. That's what happened with me. To be honest, like I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just like chatting to a guy, just chatting. Never like, I wasn't like dirty talking. No, I wasn't doing that. It was like fun chatting. I might wanted to have a boyfriend at the time, but then, you know, if I had continued talking to him, it was not like guaranteed that I would be his girlfriend. No, we would fight over a silly thing and we would just stop talking. That's what you know, that's how it would have ended. But if you wonder, like, you know, if I had the phone, I would have given my number to someone else. It's not this. I wasn't really sure. I don't think so, because you don't give your phone number to everyone at that age, at that time period. My parents never caught me calling a guy from the STD booth. Yeah, that was a secret to this date. So after after all that incident and everything, I was sent to hostel because I was failing, because I wasn't studying. Okay, hold on you guys, I don't know why is this like I have so much texture on my skin. So let me quickly do the eyeliner. So yeah, I was sent to the hostel because I never pass even in like unit tests. Like we have tests, we have so many tests in my country. Like we have unit tests, we have class tests, we have so many, literally x amount of tests, like super shitty tests. I never liked studying, I never liked giving tests, and I usually fail because I never study for tests. I never take class tests seriously. You know, if it's like final exam, I study like a night before and then somehow pass. Sometimes I don't even pass. Yeah, and I never bothered about it because I'm not meant for like studying, I'm meant for like fashion. I always wanted to be like a designer. Yeah, so the story was like, yeah, finally I went to like a hostel far away from my parents. Okay, so it's the time for my eyebrows. Okay, let me tell you a little more about my story. So yeah, that's how the internet users used to chat online. Like that was the only website back then, like Orkut, where you could chat to different people from different locations. Yeah, and I'm using this lipstick, Nude Flirt 10. I got it from like Amazon. The brand is Mars, and then another lipstick is by L18 in the shade Nutty Latte 891. So I'm gonna mix both of the lipsticks. Okay, so yeah, I really like that website, Orkut. That's launched by Google, and it was shut by Google in 2018, I guess, because it lost its popularity. And yeah, after that Google launched Google Plus, and then I shifted to that. This is the shade I created with this dark lipstick, and this is like very light. This light for my skin tone, this dark for my skin tone. I mixed both, and this is the result I got. So since I'm gonna stay in hostel, apart from my mom and dad, and my dad could not contact me, like what am I doing, how am I, and all of that. Even my mom couldn't. So my parents decided to give me a phone. So they gave me my first ever phone was BlackBerry. It was like really small phone. I mean, the very first phone was like Nokia, something small. That's only stayed with me for like few months. So yeah, and the first phone, like my own phone, that was, you know, the first phone, the Nokia phone, that was not my own. I bought it for my dad. He had the extra phone, so I took it, but he took it back from me. But anyways, then, you know, the second year, like my second year, like 12th grade, I've given phone That was really nice. I really like that BlackBerry phone, but then my parents would not trust me with the phone, but they have given that phone to me, and they were like, I'm giving you this phone just to talk to you, like I want to know, like, you know, how you are, what you're doing. And that phone also had like pictures, like you can click pictures with that small BlackBerry phone. That BlackBerry phone was very popular back then. I mean, in this era, how would you treat like iPhone 15? That's how people treated BlackBerry back then. So it was very expensive phone, very nice phone and all of that. So yeah, my dad, he didn't buy that phone for me, obviously. He got it for free from his office, so he gave it to me. He was like, extra phone. So he's like, it's your phone now. And I was like, okay. And then he never just caught me calling to anyone from that phone, because I lived with my parents for like 2 months before leaving to the hostel again. So I did not use that phone at all. I just, you know, no, I'm not using it. I'm not talking to anybody. I don't want the phone to be snatched. But my parents always kept their eyes on my phone. Like my dad, sometimes I saw him like, you know, checking my phone in the middle of the night. He wake up and come back to my room and check the phone. It was like so strict. And then I left for hostel, and then I spent my entire year there. I came back home for my fashion designing college, and I was given a different phone. My dad took this phone from me, and when I was literally going to the college, like, you know, fashion designing, he gave me a small another phone, like Dabba phone, like small different kind of phone. I don't remember which phone was that, but I had that phone so they can contact, because I would go to college in the morning and come back in the evening. So to stay in contact with me, they have given that phone to me. And then that phone had like system in it, like use earphones and like listen to the songs. That was a really nice phone. I mean, yeah, not so bad, not so good, but I like that phone. And then, you know how my parents would like, my dad would like, you know, check my phone, like, you know, for suppose like I am listening to the song and I'm like, my dad would come to my room. He would just take one of the earphones he put in his ears and just check, like, if am I really listening to the music. That was like so annoying, like so annoying. I hated that. Yeah. And then he checked for like few months, like continuous, like random checks. He would not check like, okay, 10 times a day. He would randomly check once or twice a day. And then he did that for like few months, or maybe I would say like 5 to 6 months maybe. And he never caught me talking to anybody, any guy, for almost like 4 or 5 years, I guess. So obviously both of my parents had their eyes on me, like whom am I talking, who are my friends are, if I'm chatting online or like talking, all that. But in the same year, like when I was in fashion designing, my brother messed up. Yeah, he started drinking, all that. So my parents took all the attention from me to him, and now my parents were banging him. So I was like relieved, like thank God they have finally taken their eyes off of me. So literally, yeah, from then on, my life was far better, because no one would doubt, and I can actually easily chat with people. And then I started like using Facebook. I mean, I still used Facebook, but not that often, because I had laptop obviously, so I would use all that on laptop. Phones weren't like so capable of all that websites. I never used Orkut, that website, on phone. I only used it on laptop. So yeah, so that's the story of my phone. That's how it ended. Thank God it ended positively. I got my phone back, and after the torture of so many years. So that's it for the makeup look, you guys. This is how my makeup looks I don't know, I'm not looking nice. I shouldn't have done this video. Very embarrassing. And also I cannot really remember line to line, so yeah, I'm not a good storyteller. Anyways, I'll improve it by practicing. I've got so many stories, like so many. I even shared like ghost haunted stories on my channel. Like if you have watched my vlog videos, I don't know in which year, and I shared in like a vlog. So because a lot of people like requested me to do that, so that's why. Anyways, this was like my random story. If you really liked this story, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see like, you know, more stories like this, let me know, because I've got so many. I messed up a lot in my life. Like I've got like 100+ stories. I can make like a whole book out of my stories. Like my life has been like a roller coaster ride. It is still being like that. I mean, well, for this moment, for like this year is going to be a little like calmer. I'm staying at home, I'm not going to work, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just studying. I need to study for a couple more months and then I'll fly to my dream country. Well, my dream country is Japan, and also United States of America. Yeah, I like that country because of fashion. I like Japan because of fashion, because of like very friendly, nice people. I don't know if Japanese are friendly, but very like crime-free country. So I just want to wear like mini skirt possible, want to wear bralette top, and I don't want people to judge me. Okay, that's it. This is like really long video. I really hope like you like long videos, and if you want to see more of this type of videos, make sure you like the video, thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more nice creepy stories like this. And that's it. That's literally it. That's pretty much it. Okay.
Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight.